Okay. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning, Adine.
So, a lot of people ask us to tell us a little bit more about the carers, where you come from, and what's the story with you start working with elephants.
Oh, okay.
So, I think if you can tell us, how old were you? Of maybe just a little bit background first, where you come from and then where it started, and
How it
yes,
all happened.
yes.
Okay.
Tell us who's Joshua.
Joshua is me. I'm Joshua. my
Good,
name.
good answer.
Okay, then I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm originated from Zimbabwe. That's where I started working. I started working with cattle, horses, and then go to elephants. So it was difficult for me first time to see elephants because I couldn't know them, and I was just hearing stories about elephants that they stretch their trunk and then they can go to hold of you when you are distant and But when I started meeting, it was Miseli and Jumbo. They were a bit small, almost 6-7 years, and then I didn't see elephant before. I thought that they were big, but they were small. But I was scared of them. I didn't want to go close to them because of the stories when people saying elephants can kill you.
Yeah.
So I started working on that farm, and then there was somebody whose name of Steven who was looking after those elephants. And then he was scaring us also, saying, hey, you must watch out, these elephants, they are dangerous. And then we were scared of them, those elephants. Because that man was just want him to be the one who looking after those elephants, nobody else. And everybody must be scared. And then as time goes, the owner of that farm said to me one day, I just want you to go and help that man, to change him, because he's just working alone without someone to help him. So you must go there and he can teach you a little bit about elephants. Oh, I just go there, but I was very scared.
And was he older than you?
He was older than me, yes.
Oh,
He was
okay.
the old man.
Oh,
Yes.
so you were like the
I was just a young boy.
young boy.
Just to
Okay.
want to
How old
work.
were you then?
I was 20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
Cheers. Okay.
I was very small.
Yeah.
And then,
Looking back now, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just went there and started working. I was far away from them, and then he started calling me, come close, touch them. I touched them, and I bit scared until I get used to them.
Yeah.
And then I was just working with them and just to get to know them. And I found that these animals, they are wonderful. They can hear what you say, because he was just teaching them in Shona language. He was not educated, that old man, that he can speak to them in English.
Okay.
So
All right.
the owner was just want to teach them in English. So that's why he tried to find someone young to teach those elephants in English.
Okay.
And then
Makes
I
sense.
just started to see that he was talking to those elephants and they were understanding him. And then eventually that owner said to me, you must teach them and tell them this. They understand these animals. I said to her, and then he was showing me some of the videos of Indian elephants, African elephants, where they were teaching them, doing stuff with them, working with them. And then I started knowing that, okay, these animals can do this. And he said, even these ones which you are looking after, they can do the same if
Yes.
you manage to talk to them nicely.
Yes.
And I just said, okay, let me try.
Yes.
And I started teaching them in English, and then I saw that, okay, they can understand these things. That's where I started to work with those elephants. And from there we started finding other elephants from somewhere else, brought them, and then start teaching them. It was easy for me to teach them because I've learned already from those two,
Yes.
which we was teaching. And then I find another guy also to come help us. And then we started helping each other to teach them how to play with them.
And tell me quickly then, when you came here, how old were you?
When I came here, I was maybe 35, 40 years
Okay,
when I
all
came
right.
here.
And tell me about that time when the elephants, when you they decided then to start, moving the elephants and the trucks and all of that, how it happened.
Okay, and then the farm where those elephants were, the war veteran started to come and take over the land. And then we didn't have place to put those elephants. And then Lenta Ruda, the owner of Kapama, just came over to Zimbabwe, and then she found that these elephants were battling nowhere to go, and then he said I can manage to give them a new home, and then they organized to brought them here into South Africa.
Now,
And
when they said to you, "Are you coming?" or what, were you just? What did you think then?
yeah,
Because you couldn't stay on the farm.
yes, the thing was now because we are was part of the elephant,
Yes.
so to leave those elephants go and we left behind, it was also very difficult for us. And
Yes.
then for me, especially because I was bonded with those elephants,
Yes.
so that I just decided to go over also with them, those elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then tell me about that process, that day and night, because it took long time. And I remember also the war veterans that were around there, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
was were they with like guns and
Yeah, they were just trying to block us from coming here. They said you are not going to move those elephants because they belongs to Zimbabwe. So you are not going to take them anywhere. We want them here to this farm. But they didn't want to keep them. They were just want to kill them
yes,
for meat. And
yes,
then because we still remember one day we had an elephant called Munyati. He was not feeling well. When we was coming from patrol, he just fell down and lie there. And then they come with axes and knives saying, we just wanted to take some meat. And we said, no, 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 he's not feeling well, but he's going to come right very soon.
yeah,
And then they stood, and then that elephant stood up, and then we start walking. And we found that, yes, these people, they after meat. They just want to kill these animals.
yes,
And then the day we came here, they just tried to block us not to come here. And then we did like we went somewhere.
yes,
And then they looked for us. They didn't see where were we. And then at the evening, they saw us coming back and they said, no, no, we was thinking they are running away. They are not running away. And then they didn't manage to look after us and see what we are doing. And then the following night, we went out also in the morning, and they said, maybe they're going to come back this afternoon.
yes,
And then we just went to the next farm
yes,
where we organized the trucks and everything to carry us from there. And then we went there, and then that night, we loaded all the elephants and our bags and stuff, and then we started moving from there. And they started to see on that night, elephants, they didn't come back. Where are the elephants? Where are the elephants? And then some people tell them, elephants were already gone.
they must have been angry.
They was very angry. And then they started getting angry to our families back there now, saying, hey, why your husbands and stuff went with our elephants?
Yes,
So we don't want you here also on the farm. And they did chase all our families there.
oh
And then
really?
we did to find somewhere else to go and stay. And then they didn't want to see us on that farm also.
Oh,
Because
really?
they said, we ran away from here and was just want to eat meat. And just
Yeah. Okay, so then you actually made some foes, like enemies.
Yes, to
They
them,
did,
yeah,
yeah.
they didn't want to see us.
And are they still there?
Yes, some they are still there, but some
Okay.
they passed away.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, all
because
right.
some they were already old, and
Okay,
just all the families are left behind,
Yes.
and some others, but some of them they
yeah.
just passed away.
And tell me, the day when you got on the truck, you didn't know where you're going.
No, we didn't know where we're going. We was just coming, and then we
Yes.
reached the border, and then we crossed the border walking by foot
Yes.
into the other side, South Africa side.
Yes.
And then we didn't know where exactly we are going.
Yeah.
And then we've been riding on the truck also, coming here, and then we arrived here at night, and we didn't know where we were, right in the middle of the bush.
Yes.
And then we saw there were some stables here and stuff which was ready for us, and we was very excited to have a new home.
So you were glad to come.
Yes,
It was a good decision.
Yes, it was a very good decision, because we was just nowhere to go when those warfare were trying to kill our animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the families now back in Zim?
Yeah, the families are doing well.
They're doing well.
Because we just moved into town.
Okay.
You know, into town, no one will just take care of anyone, because people, they just do their own things in town.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about the trucks, because you stopped. You had to water down
Yes,
the
we got
elephants.
to feed them with water while they were in the trucks at Bait Bridge border. We give them water with the hose pipe.
Yes.
And they were drinking water, because it was a long day.
Yes.
While they were in the truck, we was thinking that maybe they're gonna be a day or so, but
Yes.
it took us long.
How many days?
It should be 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Sure. And then coming here late at night, I remember.
Yes.
Lenta was still in her baby grows, running around. Yeah, she was still small and yes, yeah. And she was still baby in nappies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when those elephants came here, they didn't know other animals in the bush, because on the farm there was only cattle and horses and impala. So when they came here, when we was trying to introduce them to the new bush, we found some zebra, giraffes, and so other animals, different animals were in the bush. So it was difficult for them to get used to the bush.
Tell us about the first time.
The
like
first time
Zimbabwe ran.
We had to run away, It's about the other animals, because when we was walking in the bush, the giraffes and zebra, and then they started running away. So those elephants also, when they see other animals running away, they started running away also. They get lost. They didn't know where they were going. And then they gone other way where we found them, maybe 3 days. That's when we found them.
Okay. And then I remember the chopper. We had to
Yes.
get the helicopter in.
To find them, because
find
it was
them.
difficult to find
Yes.
them. Yeah.
It was like 2-3 days already.
Yes.
Without
While
them.
they were just running around trying to find where the home is.
Yes.
And then we managed to take them and bring them back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like when we are in the bush, there's so many signals which we listen to know if where we are is safe or if it's not safe. Because also animals, they normally used to give each other signals. Like now, you can hear impalas are just banging that side, that they're seeing something there. Even our elephant also, Booby, they've just changed the direction of moving. He's facing that side also. Also, if you see animals running away, although you don't see what is there, but if you see them running, that means there is something which is not right there. Even other animals, when they see other animals running, they know already there is danger behind. And then that's mostly of the things which we have learned in the bush and we stick to.
That you need to look on.
Look after.
Yes,
When
yes,
you are
know.
in the bush,
Yes. They're not sleeping.
No, they're not
Okay.
sleeping. They're also learning all the time. They're very clever animals.